Hey, you are listening to the Move by Purpose podcast, and it is your host today, Stephanie O'Brien. I'm trying something very new here. I decided to try, let's just video record it. So you can see the mic right here in my studio, which is an office and multifunctional space. So not very exciting. This is where all the magic happens here, where we are recording this show, and this is really where I sit and record these episodes most of the time, unless I am traveling, and then I do that wherever I can take this mic and my laptop. So this is different, being able to see me. I should be looking at the camera, not at me here, so I apologize for that because this is new and I need to get used to being in front of the camera. I've been having difficulties with my recording software, and I don't really have a whole lot of patience for things like that, so I decided, why not? Maybe they can see me. If you like it, great. I don't even know, we can convert this to audio, and if you choose to watch me talk in front of a mic, great. If you choose to listen to me and not watch me, that's fantastic too. Whatever works for you. And then I've also written this post as well. So this is actually a monologue today. I'm going to be creating more of my own content rather than interviewing other people. I'm still going to be interviewing them, but I'm trying to incorporate some of my own material in this podcast. I'm not sure how frequent it's going to be. I don't know how consistent it will be, but I'm going to try to do that more often, maybe once or twice a month. There's no guarantees here, though. This is just an idea. And it really depends on what you all want and what you prefer. Today is Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. And I don't know why I'm not wearing red, white, and blue. I just thought that would have been appropriate since I'm doing a video and this will be posted on 4th of July. It would have been much more festive, but it is what it is. So it is Independence Day, and I have been thinking a lot about my day of independence when I first left my job. So I consider my day of independence my last day of my job, and that was February 4th, 2014, and I remember it very, very clearly, and it was a very exciting day for me. It was also a terrifying day. I was excited to be out of a job that was not very fulfilling for me and was very draining. It was not life-giving. It did not make my soul come alive or my soul sing. It did not feel in alignment with my passions, talents, gifts, abilities. And it drained me rather than gave me life. And so I was very excited to be out of that. But then I was stepping out on my own completely in my business, and that's always a scary thing, to let go of that safety net, that false sense of security and false sense of stability. But nonetheless, it was pretty consistent, regular income that you knew what was going to come in always, and it just seemed easier to structure your life around exactly what was coming in, into something that would spike and go low and dip and be more of a roller coaster and have that inconsistency and adjusting to that. Nonetheless, though, I remember the day, and it's a day of independence. And I'm curious, do any of you guys have a day of independence? Or are you working towards your own day of independence? What is it? If you have it already, please share. What is your day of independence? Do you remember it? What did you do that night? Did you go and celebrate, or did you just treat it like any other day? Did it feel surreal, or was it something that you just were super thrilled by and you had a big plan to go on vacation or a trip to I guess, reel it in? Or are you still looking forward to your day of independence? Are you still working a day job and building your dream job around your day job, and you cannot wait until you can have your day of independence and work fully and have your full focus on your dream, what really makes your soul sing, and what really makes your soul come alive. So, if you're looking for your day of independence, if you are in the latter group, if you are the person who is still in your day job looking for that day of independence, I want you to write down what that date is. Like, what does that day look like? When do you want it to be? What needs to happen in order for that to be a reality in your life? So, what does your income need to be? What does your life look like? I'm all about creating a life you love, and the work you love will fit into this life. Create your life plan first, and then your work will fit into it. Now, it's not as easy as that. It does take process and intention and diligence and focus and hard work. Now, let me tell you about work you love. Work you love is still work, and it's hard work. And there's a lot of failures within this, but it's fulfilling, it's life-giving, it's challenging, it makes you come alive. You'll have days that are thrilling. You'll have days that are just meh. There's no such thing as the perfect job or perfect work. But there is such thing as fulfilling, life-giving, and satisfying work. And I believe that you can have a life you love and work you love if you set the intention and slow down and figure out what it is that you want. But here's the thing. Many people don't know what they want. I did not know how to define what I wanted. I did not know how to articulate what it was that I wanted. I was confused, just like many of you, overwhelmed. There's so many possibilities. There's so many passions you have. You can do any one of those and believe you'll be fulfilled in it. And how do you know what the right one is? Or there's some people that have been in such a lull, doing the mundane, repetitive work for so long that you've lost sight of your passions. And you don't even know if you have any at all. And either one of those categories, or even in between, I can help you. I've helped many people in this situation. I could not figure out my passions and figure out what ideal work was. What does work I love mean to me? I did not know how to define any of that, and I had to hire my own coach. And yes, coaching is an investment. But my future and my quality of life and my fulfillment in life was worth the cost or price of coaching. Because if I didn't pay the price of coaching, the cost would have been remaining stuck, overwhelmed, unfulfilled, knowing I'm not living up to my full potential, and having that haunt me until I did something about it. That was not a cost I was willing to pay anymore. So I invested in my future, became very, very clear. Now, I'm not saying it was this crystal clear epiphany. I did have my epiphany moment, but then there were moments in the journey that I got confused again. But I had support and I knew how to fix it. Once you are given the keys, you know you always have them. So when you might need to unlock or put the puzzle together, you always are equipped with it. And a coach gives you the keys to unlock your potential, to break away the confusion, and to give you clarity. So here are, this has a focus, and since I'm doing this video thing, bear with me because I kind of ventured off my script. So I'm going back into my script here. And we're talking about our day of independence. So when would you like your day of independence to be? These questions are in the show notes, by the way. What needs to happen in order for that to take place? Get real with yourself here. What do you need to have in order to make that come to pass? What does your income need to be? And what does your life look like? That's just some starter questions for you. Feel free to add any more questions in this process. That's a starting point for you. So paint as clear a picture as possible about what it is. What does this day look like? What does your day of independence look like? What are you wearing? What's the weather? What's the season? Who's with you to celebrate? What are you going to do afterwards? Really get crystal clear. Like, get this vision so clear you feel like you are in it. Vision is powerful. Daydreaming is something we should be encouraged to do as adults. It's cute as children, but you know what? It's just as powerful for adults. Our imagination and our vision is critical to our creativity and to creating a life that we want and to creating work we love. So, give yourself permission to daydream. Make the vision so real you feel as if you are already there, and then go after it. And I really believe that every person can reach their own day of independence by following these simple steps. Step 1, write down your vision and your goals. There is power in writing down your vision. There's a scripture that I love in Habakkuk 1, or it's 2:2, but I'm going to give you Habakkuk 2:1-3, the whole scripture. It says, I will stand on my guard post and station myself on the rampart, and I will keep watch to see what he will speak to me, and how I may reply when I am reproved. Then the Lord answered me and said, record the vision and inscribe it on tablets, that the one who reads it may run. For the vision is yet for the appointed time. It hastens toward the goal, and it will not fail. Though it tarries, wait for it, for it will certainly come. It will not delay. So, Habakkuk 2:2 says to write the vision. Write it down. And the vision has an appointed time. You work towards that goal and trust that it will not fail. Sometimes it feels like it's taking forever, that it tarries. Keep waiting for it. Keep doing your part. Keep looking at the vision that you wrote down, working towards that goal, and it will certainly come. It will not delay. That is a scripture I stand on and remind myself when the going gets tough to just keep going, because it will come to pass. Second, step 2 for getting your own day of independence is to seek wise counsel. I say this to everybody, and I cannot stress this enough. Seek wise counsel. The key here is wise counsel. This is not about asking anybody who will listen to you. There's a lot of people that love getting advice. It's not always wise advice. And who you seek out for advice is really important to weigh in on the source. You don't want to be taking advice from your overweight uncle who's recovering from a heart attack on a healthy diet and lifestyle. Probably not the best source because he hasn't had success in it. So just consider that. Your mom, your dad, those are they can be very wise sources, but sometimes they're very attached to it's hard for them to be objective because they want what's best for you naturally. And I'm not saying that wise counsel doesn't want what's best for you, but they're going to be able to tell you things that your mom and dad may not be able to tell you. Or they might tell you exactly what your mom and dad will tell you, but you'll actually listen to the objective outside counsel. So either one of those. And a question I often ask is, how do I find wise counsel? Like, if my friends or family can't be it or is not always it, where do I find this wise counsel? And my answer is to start first with the source of wisdom, which is God. And I believe God, and I believe that's his written word. And the best book to start reading is Proverbs. Conveniently, there are 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. I read a chapter a day, ideally. That's my ideal. Do I skip some? Sure, because I'm not perfect and I just don't follow everything to a T. But my ideal goal is to read a chapter of Proverbs every single day. There's 31 chapters to read, and there's typically 31 days in a month. So, on the days where there's only 30 days in the month, just read 2 chapters. And this is a great source of wisdom. There's so much business knowledge, so many relationship knowledge. There's so many good tips and tidbits about how to succeed in this life. I highly recommend it. So that's where I would say to start. Why am I telling you to start with you rather than something outside of you? You're going to be able to, by studying Proverbs every day, you're going to be able to recognize what wisdom is. You'll develop a relationship with wisdom, and you'll begin to understand what it looks like and what its voice is. Then you, hopefully, are not just reading it and then doing nothing with it, but it's becoming a part of you, and you will do something with it, and your actions will start reflecting this wisdom. And out of that, you will be drawn to and recognize wisdom in other people. And you may find people that are successful in an area that you want to be successful in, that have these tributes of wisdom in them. And you can ask them questions and start building a relationship with them. So that's one way to find wise counsel, is to find other people. You'll study what it looks like, apply it in your own life. You'll notice it in other people, and then just ask to build a relationship with them. Ask them for coffee. Ask them to lunch. You pay. Build that relationship with them. And then another thing is, the more healthy you evolve and the more wisdom you get, you're just going to be drawing that into you. So likeness begets likeness. You're going to magnetize each other or attract each other. You're just going to recognize it. And so it's not like you have to cut anybody off in your life. It's more of, as you work on you and you get better, you're naturally going to outgrow those that are not the best sources for you, the best influences on you. You're going to outgrow them. You're going to have less in common, and then you're going to have more in common with new like-minded people. So it's not really much having many difficult conversations. You don't really have to do those. It's more of just you develop and you outgrow. And it's more of a natural, more organic process. That's how I see it come to play many times. That's how it's played out in my life, and that's how it plays out in many people's lives. Okay, so step 3 to being able to celebrate your day of independence is to be honest with yourself and with others. And this is easier to state than to practice if you are not in the habit of reflecting on your own beliefs, behaviors, and your words. If you have a goal and you are not doing anything to meet that goal, or you happen to notice a pattern where you take action towards a goal, and then you snap right back to where you started, and you have this cycle of defeat where you make the effort, don't succeed at it, snap right back with little to no progress at all, lick your wounds from that, somehow build the strength and courage to try it again, to only just fall back again and again and again. And it's a cycle of defeat. And that's a big sign that there is something hidden in your subconscious that needs to be investigated, dug up, and permanently rooted out. There's probably a subconscious story that you've agreed with, or a lie that you have been believing for a long time that you don't realize that you've believed and agreed with, and it's holding you back. So you will need to honestly seek for revelation and wisdom on why these cycles happen, and be open to what is revealed. The guidance of a trained life coach that specializes in this type of revelation, or this type of process, or a ministry may be appropriate for some of the more difficult areas. It's likely a limiting belief, or a mindset that prevents you from succeeding in those areas in your life that feed these repeated cycles of defeat, frustration, and failure. I've been there. And I know how familiar it is, and I've worked with many, many people that have had these cycles, and I have helped them break them off and walk in victory and freedom today. My course, Mindset Mastery, gives you the steps that you need to take to uncover these limiting beliefs and these toxic mindsets through prayer. I believe you need prayer and the power of God's love to reveal. I believe it's the only way to do it. There's many methods of trying to uncover mindsets out there, but I believe that this is the quickest, most effective, and accurate way to do it. Prayer, reflection, and introspection. So once you uncover and identify the toxic mindset that has kept you stuck for years, I can't tell you how many people have had decades of their life where they have been stuck in the same place. They're given these tools and they're set free like that. So you are given the tool to dig it out, uproot it, and maintain it, so you'll never get stuck in that area again. The fourth step, be set free. Once you honestly reflect on what is working and what is not, and you are willing to dig deeper to find the root cycles of defeat, you are willing to be set free. Yay! Celebrate that. But you have to do the work to seek it out and listen in prayer for revelation, and then continue to maintain and walk out this process. Once again, Mindset Mastery gives you every step and tool you need to teach you how to do this. And remember that we have layers. We are like onions. We have a lot of layers that we got to peel back and get to. So your freedom is a process. So you can see freedom and you can be set free right away, but there can be more to uncover. That doesn't mean that you haven't had breakthrough and victory in each layer. So you do get the freedom right away, but it's also, you'll dig down deeper and deeper and find more and more, and that's completely okay and very normal. So you can get revelations one layer at a time, but you do become free and lighter with every breakthrough and every revelation. And step 5 to getting one day closer to your day of independence is to enjoy. It is not about the day of independence at all. It's really about the process of getting there. Remember to enjoy the present moment. If you live only for the outcome, the goal, or the vision, or the other side, whatever way you want to phrase it, then you miss out on many lessons, many gifts, and many blessings that are available to you today. Today is a gift. Today counts, today matters, and today you are significant. So you might have a less than ideal situation and circumstance, and you can't wait to get to the other side. You know, I'll be happy when I can finally do work I love and get out of this dreaded day job. I had that mindset for a long time. And I still have to remind myself, it is not about the other side. It's about today. And what am I going to do with it? Am I going to choose to only be happy in some distant, far off thing that I'm convinced will be what brings me happiness? If you are not in the practice of being happy today with what you have right now, regardless of your situation or circumstance, when you get to this other side, first of all, you may not even ever know it. You might not realize you're already in the promised land, and you might not be happy there either, because you're feeding a state of discontent and a state of dissatisfaction. So determine today to be happy and to enjoy right where you are. It's not about the day of independence, but it's about today. Thank you for listening to me. I love you all. Let me know, did you like the video? I know I was reading things and I got to practice video presence. But let me know, did you like watching me? It kind of felt a little weird, to be honest, because I did not practice this in front of the camera. If you prefer to just listen, that's great. I want to know if you're listening. Could you tell that I was in front of the camera more and so it was a different? Because it is, in my mind, different when you know you're being recorded versus when you're just talking in front of the mic. So I'm curious if it listens totally different and what you prefer. So let me know at movebypurpose@gmail.com or go to movebypurpose.net, fill out the contact form. Let me know. My team reads these emails and sends them to me. I am responsive. If you have a question or a topic idea, make sure to email me and subscribe to movebypurpose.net to get these sent to you every single week, right into your inbox. And you also have opportunities for exclusive discounts, free pilot programs, or coaching opportunities. I'll give those away. There's a promotion going on for the month of July where you get 2 free coaching sessions from me with no obligation at all to continue on. That's 2, but you got to email me at movebypurpose.net and subscribe to the newsletter and let me know in an email that you're interested. So, thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you all next week. Bye.